and with animal party. And they want more patriotism.
Pull up Super Cat, them man. Comrade Chairman, Comrade Kennard Grant, Comrade Beverly, Manley Duncan, comrades on the platform, comrade councillors, comrade MPs, comrade workers and warriors, here from the great constituency of Southeast St. Catherine and other constituencies in Portmore and beyond. Comrade MP in waiting, Comrade Alfred Dawes, Wonders. Comrades, we've been on the road this afternoon, touring the constituency with the candidate Dr. Dawes and the councillors. And I must tell you, I feel comfortable with the vibes out there. I feel the energy. I feel the PNP love. I feel the readiness to take back this thing. And I feel good. Comrades, when I brought Dr. Dawes to you, I knew I was bringing to you a man of quality. A man who would represent you well. A man who could serve at the highest level. And a man who I wanted to be part of the PNP team when we form government. Healthcare. Healthcare is a critical issue in the country. We have seen, when them say 55% of the population of Jamaica, 55%, more than half, are suffering from moderate to severe food insecurity. That means they're not eating enough food or they're not eating the proper food. And when that happens to so many people, you have an epidemic of hypertension, diabetes, stroke, cancer, and all of those things. We need a Minister of Health who's not a profiler. A Minister of Health whose expertise is not PR, but somebody who understands health, and somebody who understands the health system, and somebody who can bring the necessary policies, programs, and action to fix the problems that the people are suffering from in the healthcare system. And Dr. Dawes is that man. And I'm proud of him because when he uncovered the drill scandal and they've tried to muzzle him, 2 lawsuits against him, he hasn't given up the fight. Not all. He has tonight provided more information showing how much shenanigans is going on in the way this thing is being run and how deep this goes in the system of procurement in Jamaica. And comrades, it is a wickedness when a drill that should cost $3 to $4 million is paid for a price of $31.5 million by the government to fatten those who are already fat. When you have hospitals with no CAT scan, when you can't get certain basic medical materials if you're sick, if you need certain diagnostic tests, the equipment is not there or it's not in repair. So you have to go to a private source and pay a whole heap of money where you don't have. The public health system is being undermined by corruption. If you look at Cornwall Regional Hospital, which all now can't fix 7 years after the project started. It was a $2 billion project. It's now gone up well over $21 billion and can't finish. And they're cutting ribbon to open an office when the hospital is closed. And comrades, we all know about the Prime Minister's problems. That his Integrity Commission declarations from 2021 onwards can't be certified. That he's under investigation for the corruption offense of illicit enrichment. The 28 bank accounts that were either in his name or his company's names. The $470 million of transactions passing through those accounts unexplained. Those companies showing a nil tax return for income when those massive transactions are happening. Positive Jamaica Foundation, supposed to be a non-profit, receiving donations from Jamaica and internationally for worthy causes. Those resources ending up being used to purchase financial investments for his personal company, for his benefit. And because not all the information that they were requesting was being provided by him, the Integrity Commission said this needs further investigation by the FID, the Financial Investigations Division. And who have they appointed to head that agency? A man who has already come on public radio and looked at the Integrity Commission report and said there's nothing wrong with anything that the Prime Minister has done. That is who they're putting in there to be in charge of the investigation of the Prime Minister. And the requirements for the job, published late last year, required years of experience in law enforcement and financial crimes. And they took out those requirements subsequently so that it would fit a man like him who don't meet those requirements. And that is what is going on in this country, so that the Prime Minister can have this cloud removed from him. Not because he's not guilty of what the report has been saying, but because they're setting the system in that way. And it can't work, comrades. It can't work. If Jamaica lets that happen, Jamaica done. And we can't let it happen. Comrades, apart from all these issues of corruption, of the lack of ethics in government, the soul of our democracy being undermined, there's so many other problems which people are facing. We should be talking about the problems of the cost of living, how hard it is to make ends meet, the education system. So many of our children end up leaving school with nothing to show for it. Over 30% of our children leaving primary school can't read and write, can't do arithmetic even. These are the things that we have to deal with. Comrades, we have plans and programs for dealing with those fundamental challenges. The issue of housing in the country. Affordable housing not being built for the people. Whole heap of house are built uptown. Millions and millions of dollars for them. But ordinary Jamaican people can't afford that. So they either have to live with their parents or they have to rent for the rest of their life. We are going to build 50,000 affordable houses in the first 5 years of the PNP office, when we're in office. And we're going to use public lands because the National Housing Trust has been stripped of resources by this government. We're going to make public lands available to the National Housing Trust to build those houses, and we're not going to charge the people the value of the land in the house price to keep it down so it's more affordable. And we have many plans for the people. We have our rent to own, where if you're juggling and you make your money, but you don't have a pay slip every month to prove income and you can't qualify for an NHT mortgage, we let you go into possession of the house as a tenant and pay rent for 6 months or so. And as long as you're making those payments, we will say, yes, you would be able to service the mortgage. You qualify for the mortgage. You can turn from a tenant and become an owner of the house and step up the ladder towards a better life for yourself and your family. We have the First in Family program. Any family where the youth who is qualified for university or college is the first person from that family to attend university or college will get a full scholarship from the PNP government, because we know that that youth, when they get that degree, will help that family move forward out of poverty, and that will stop poverty from going from one generation to the next, because the PNP is about empowering and improving lives of the people. And comrades, we have the plan that will enable young people up to 35 years old who can't afford to buy a house because they can't save for the deposit, they can't manage the deposit. We will create a fund within the National Housing Trust of $1 billion per year, so a young person can get a grant to cover the deposit and they can draw down the mortgage and buy the house. Because we want to uplift and let our young professionals step up into the ownership ladder. Comrades, we have many plans for the people. And but in order for us to get to roll out those plans, all of us here have work to do. We have to ensure that when them come with them propaganda and lies, and when them come with them dirty money, we're not going to be distracted. We're not going to be knocked off of our path to victory. We're going to stick with the People's National Party. We're going to stick with our candidate, Dr. Alfred Dawes, and we're going to ensure that this constituency of Southeast St. Catherine is victorious for the PNP in the next election. And Alfred Dawes is there with me, going to Garden House as we form the next government. Comrades, I've been around this constituency today, and I feel good about what I'm seeing. The vibe of victory is in the air for the PNP. We must just be steadfast and resolute in our mission and just stick to what we are doing. Put in the necessary work. Make sure that we complete our canvas. Make sure that we know where the PNP voters are. On election day, make sure we go out and they will vote for us. And when that happens, comrades, we will deliver what we are looking for, and the victory will be ours. So I have one question to ask you. Comrades, are you ready for Dr. Alfred Dawes? Are you ready for the People's National Party? Are you ready for Ayman Marky G as the next Prime Minister of the country? Comrades, you sound like you're ready. You look like you're ready. You feel like you're ready. And so all I can say is power to the people.
Yeah, well, this is me, the man representing for Mark Golden, a.k.a. Marky G. Yeah, them not
the people. One love, comrades. God bless you all. I think we have something to do here now, Alfred.
bad like we. Now them know we. Them just see we. Yeah, man, on them TV. Zaga, Z. Sang